My message is animal liberation. It's not animal welfare, it's not reducitarianism, it's not vegetarianism, it's animal rights, animal liberation.
Hi guys, so today I'm off to do something pretty exciting. Joey Carbstrong, which I'm sure all you guys know who he is. Amazing guy. I've watched loads and loads of his videos about animal activism and everything like that. I'm sure that you all know who he is anyway, but I will leave his link to his channel down below. You definitely should have a look at his stuff if you have not before. He's from Australia originally. He is travelling around the UK at the moment, going to kind of like vigils, spreading the word of veganism, kind of teaching, things like that. He's actually done a couple of classes in schools and colleges, so he's been doing some amazing things recently. Travelling around the UK seems to be going really well. Obviously, as you guys know, the vegan movement at the minute is massive. Everywhere, supermarkets, restaurants, even small food chains, everything. Everyone is getting in on the vegan boom of 2018. So he's actually doing a workshop in Newcastle today, so I'm off to go and see that. Super excited. I am off to do a couple of other things with him tomorrow as well. He's going to be going to the Anonymous for the Voiceless Cube, so that is what I'm off to go and do today. I thought I'd bring you guys along, so let's go. I've just got to Newcastle, had a little walk out to Far Place to get a sandwich. So I got a vegan cheese savoury sandwich. It is super nice. And I got the crisps, which are them ones, like hummus crisps. Chili and lemon flavour, so very nice. So I'm going to finish eating my sandwich, then I'm going to walk up to go to Supernatural, which is where Joey's workshop is. So should be good.
So, I don't have to give you guys an intro, you probably know a little bit about me. Got myself into some trouble for the last 12 years of my life, substance abuse, gang-related crime, prison. Okay, I had an awakening in jail. When I got out, I started to become a vegan activist. Okay, I went vegan, became a vegan activist. I was quite an aggressive activist. Okay, I seen what was going on to animals. I was like, why isn't anyone doing anything about this? And I was very passionate, and I was quite aggressive. So I want to talk to you about aggression. Aggression is actually anger in action, okay? It's important to experience emotions. I mean, emotions are a normal part of being a human being. You can be angry, for sure. You experience anger, you feel it. But it's when you put that anger into action is when it becomes unhelpful, okay? Which I noticed, and if anyone's seen any of my old videos where I was swearing a lot, there were reaction videos, swearing, quite aggressive. I've found that my approach now works a lot better because my reach is a lot more. More people want to follow me, share my stuff, and I'm reaching people from all over the world now. Okay? I want to talk to you about the power of making videos and why it is so effective. Who knows who Gary Yourofsky is? Yeah? Okay. So, Gary Yourofsky did about, let's just say, done about 2,000 speeches to around 50,000 students over the course of his career. Okay? One day he did a Georgia Tech speech. Someone filmed it in the crowd. It wasn't even him. He didn't know anything about it. Okay? They uploaded it to YouTube. It's gone viral. Okay, activists in Israel made it go viral over there. It's gone viral in many different languages, okay? Snippets of that speech have gone viral all over Facebook. This is the power of making videos. Imagine if he tried to speak to millions and millions of people in person. You need about another 20 Gary Yourofskys in another million years. Just without social media, there is no movement, okay? You've got a few activists here and a few activists over there handing out pamphlets. 20 years ago, if you heard about veganism, you probably got a pamphlet by an ALF member or something like that, okay? Now, these days, it's because you've seen something on the internet. Nowadays you've got What the Health and Cowspiracy on Netflix, but predominantly the internet, that's where you're going to get your info from. We have our own media now, okay? And that's the biggest, most powerful tool we have. We can't count on them to be putting stuff in the media. They confuse people in the media all the time, if you haven't noticed. Also, join your local Anonymous for the Voiceless. I mean, everyone has experiences with being vegan and they're banging their head against the wall trying to convince people that don't want to hear it, your family members, that, all these uncomfortable social situations, your friends might not be vegan, you might be getting made fun of. You go out to Anonymous for the Voiceless, do some positive outreach, have a really amazing conversation with someone, and they take a card and want to try Challenge 22. Bang, what have you got? Fulfillment. Fulfillment in your activism. Okay? A lot of activists I see that they're focusing on what's going on with animals, they're getting stressed out, they're getting no reward. Okay, you need to have some type of feedback, some type of reward, some type of fulfillment. And AV does that. It really does. It's a platform for us to advocate to people who stop. Okay? It actually weaves out those who don't want to talk about it, because the ones who don't care will just keep walking. The ones who care will stop. Okay, then bang, you've got your opportunity. It's done half the work for us. Also, another technique which you might have seen me do, James do, Earthling Ed do, Gary Yorofsky actually does it too in his speeches. I find it is the most effective way to wake someone up, is Socratic questioning, okay? And basically it's just the art of asking questions to teach someone, okay? Now, I didn't even know who Socrates was when I first started doing this. I was Socrates, what? Someone actually left a comment in my comment section and said, Socratic Method in action, okay? So then I looked it up and I was like, oh wow, that is what I'm doing. Now, I just found it come really naturally to me to ask questions, because it's the least intrusive way to advocate to someone. You might have found this, like if someone knows a lot about a topic, they're pumping information down your throat really fast, and it takes a second for you to switch off. Bang, you're just waiting for them to finish talking. Basically, they could have you might have had your mum in the corner and she's just like, oh, she's heard it 1,000 times, and bang, it doesn't take her long to switch off. But if you ask them a question, okay, bang, do you think there's a humane way to kill an animal who doesn't want to die? They have to think about that, don't they? So they're having a little mechanism go off in their brain, and then they're having to respond. So you've got them thinking, okay? We don't need them to just hear us, blah, 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 blah. We want them to listen to us, respond with a thought process, and then speak, okay? So we need people to think for themselves, and the Socratic Method does that perfectly, okay? And based on the response they give you, oh yes, you can kill animals humanely because my friend's farm, he has a cow there, and gives him a sleeping tablet before he goes to... Whatever they respond with, you can say, okay, is there a humane way to take your dog's life if they don't want to die? So you respond with a question. Okay, yeah, that's all well and good, but I need to eat meat for certain nutrients. Okay, what type of nutrients are found in meat products that aren't found in plants? So you've asked them another question, okay? Now you're navigating them through their logic, and you're finding inconsistencies, and it's basically you're responding with questions. And you'll be amazed at the results, seriously. People have light bulb moments, the penny drops. You get them in the corner with questioning, and they just go, well, there's no way out but be vegan or live with this burden on my shoulders like that I should be vegan, but I'm going to live in a state of hypocrisy for a long time, which I did. I found this out, and I lived as a hypocrite for about 6 months before I changed. Sometimes people are going to say stuff that's really offensive. It's going to make you feel a bit upset. Okay, you've been scouring through slaughterhouse footage, seeing what's going on to animals. You've been out in front of a slaughterhouse for 4 hours. I've personally been inside a slaughterhouse. Someone's going to say something a little bit insensitive to you, like, who cares, bacon, haha, make a bit of fun at you, or why you're doing outreach, they're going to say something insensitive. And it's going to trigger an emotion, okay? And it could be anger, alright? Now, we talked about how anger isn't helpful when it's in action, but you can feel the anger, but you let it pass, okay? And you respond with a question, preferably, okay? And that's how you deal with it. You respond, you don't react. If you know the response to what they're going to throw at you in a debate, you have confidence, okay? When someone comes up to you and says plants feel pain, oh, well, great, this is the 10th time I've heard it this week. The point is, you're going to be criticised no matter what you do, so you might as well follow your heart, okay? And that's helped me so much, okay? Don't worry about what other people think. If you know what you're doing is right in your heart, what they say is just white noise. Okay, now I get criticised by non-vegans, vegans, and other activists. That's fine. That is fine. Luckily, we are not doing this for them, hey? Are we? And that's why the first thing I said, you've got to remember why you're doing this. Okay? And that's going to help you in all these situations. The time is now. The time is now. We need to put our feelings aside and just go, okay, this is it. This year is it. We all need to get into this. We really do. Why it is an obligation for vegans to be active in some way. Okay? Now we talked about activism, what that can mean. Okay? Proactive. In whatever ways, in whatever skills you have, utilize them. Okay? Now veganism is just non-participation. Okay? It doesn't make you Mother Teresa to realise that you've been causing harm to innocent beings and then you've stopped. Okay? Wow, I shouldn't have been doing that. I've stopped. I'm sorry. Okay? Are you sorry? Because if you are sorry, it's time to give back. Now, it's a neutral position. Okay? And we all know about neutral positions. Martin Luther King said it well. If you're neutral in times of injustice, you've chosen the side of the oppressor. If you're in the animal's position, would you want someone to speak for you? Would you want me up here talking for you, training activists, getting out there in front of the slaughterhouse truck if you were in that truck? Damn straight you would, and I want you to help me too. There comes a time when silence is betrayal, okay? If you remain silent in an opportunity that you had to speak about this, you've betrayed all those animals that you know about, okay? You have that feeling in your stomach, you're like, oh, should I speak about this now? Now, there are ways to speak about this. I'm not saying just lash out and start creating problems in weird situations, but there is always an opportunity to talk about this in a very polite, tactful manner, okay? Whether it's leaving a bit of information here, you know, you don't have to be rude. I actually advise against being rude. Okay, don't be rude. Be polite, respectful. But we could always speak out against what's happening. Okay, because if there's anything else, any other injustice, you've seen someone actively participating in it, okay, you would speak out. Another burden we carry as vegans, and that's we think that every conversation we have with an individual, we have to turn them vegan in that conversation. Completely vegan, or I'm a failure as an activist. Okay. Now a lot of people carry around this burden. Now, I want to talk to you a little bit about something called the 100-point system. Okay, now this was developed by an activist in Israel named Omri Paz. Now, Vegan Friendly are an amazing organisation in Israel, and they're kicking major goals. They've got the highest vegan population on earth. Okay, and that's because of the work the activists are doing there. The 100-point system is, so you might meet someone on the side of the road, you might be talking about veganism with them, they're pretty closed off, they've never heard about it before. Okay, ever. Okay, you have a 5-minute conversation with them, bang, that's 20 points. Okay, just pass it into their mind. They go off by themselves, they might be having dinner with someone, their friend might order the vegan burger and go, it's really delicious. Boom, that's 15 points. They're up to 35 points then. They might go home scrolling through Facebook, see a Gary Yourofsky video, bang, you know, another 50 points. Okay, you got them up to 85 points or whatever. Gary can do that, he can give you 100 points in one speech. Amazing. Then, they're walking down the street, they see an AV group. It's a bunch of you guys. You've just gone to a save. One of you guys goes up to them and goes, hey, you know, you should have seen these pigs. They were going to get gassed so you can have a bacon sandwich. Last 15 points, bang, they go vegan. You're like, wow, I can't believe that. You were that last 15 points to send them over the edge. Give them a card, they try challenge 22, and that's it. You might be that first 20 points to get them started, or that last 15 points to finish them off, okay? The point is, you planted the seed in their mind. Just think about this. About 1% of the population is vegan, let's just say. Okay? Now, 500,000 vegans in the UK. 1% of them come out and march with us. That was 5,000 people. Okay? Now let's just say 1% of the 1% of vegans are active. Okay? Still kicking massive goals. Still kicking goals. Okay? And that just goes to show that a pinprick of light can brighten a room full of darkness. Okay? The truth, it overwhelms everything. Okay? You speak your truth clearly, and we can change the world like this. We're already a minority, okay? And if we're not here for each other, we're in this alone, okay? We should never feel alone, okay? We should all stick together, and we are way more solid as a unit, okay? And this is how we're going to change the world, if we're sticking together and showing each other support. The world will not be destroyed by those who do evil, but by those who stand by and watch, okay? So let's get out there and do something.